my people. Welcome to Box Center. I'm your host, Jay Smith, and we're gonna talk boxing. Um, today's main subject: Jaron Boots Ennis versus Eimantas Stanionis. It's going down this Saturday, and I'm gonna let you know off the bat, my peoples. This fight is is going to be fireworks guaranteed. I promise you. I know there's been a lot of people saying that Boots is just gonna watch Stanionis. He's gonna get him out of there quick, easy work, blah blah blah. It ain't going down like that, my peoples. Eimantas Stanionis is a legit champion. That guy can fight, very skilled, got power in both hands, and he's not going there to just be there, to just say, "Oh, I had the opportunity to fight the champion." He's a world champion looking to unify and get his hands on that Ring Magazine belt. So I believe this is going to be a very competitive fight. Yes, Boots is going to be the favorite, and I expect him to win, but it's going to be a very tough fight. I believe this is probably going to be Boots' toughest opponent, and I can't wait. That's it. We're a few days away. For everybody who said that Boots was just gonna wash Stanionis and make it look easy and all that shit, I look forward to seeing y'all. By the way, I am gonna be calling this fight live, play by play, or punch by punch reaction. So let me wait for a few more of you guys to jump in, and we're gonna get it popping. Salute to the first person in the building. Bam. You see it, man. Jaron Boots Ennis versus Eimantas Stanionis. I'm expecting a very competitive fight. It's not gonna be what people think. It's not gonna be easy. It's not, Boots is not gonna make quick work of Stanionis. There's going to be a showdown. There's going to be, haymakers landing from both sides. D Willer, I'm here, OG. What's the deal, my brother? Bam. So what do you think about that Stanionis versus Boots fight, D Willer? How do you think that plays out? Are you one of the people saying that Boots is just gonna wash Stanionis and make it look easy? Or do you see a competitive fight coming up? Ernest Morales, saludos from La Isla. What we talking about? What's the deal, Ernest Morales? You know what it is. We talking about Jaron Boots Ennis, Eimantas Stanionis. That's going down on Saturday. And, I've been trying to tell people this fight is going to be a lot more interesting than what people believe it is. Boots is not just going to wash Stanionis like people are saying. It's not going down like that. It's going to be a good fight. My peoples, y'all already know what it is, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't be playing cheat with me. Don't be treating me like I'm a C-level fighter getting lumped up out here. D. Willer. Great. Boost wins split decision. I mean, look. I got Boost winning this fight, and I understand why he would be favored. But I know that it's going to be a tough fight. It is going to be competitive. It's definitely going to be a fan-friendly type of fight. If you're tuning in for this one, you're going to enjoy the show. And, of course, y'all know, I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be doing the play-by-play / punch-by-punch reaction. Y'all know how I get it in, my peoples. When I call these fights, it's a whole different brand of boxing. But I like this fight. I like this fight a lot, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you know me, if you've been following me long enough, you know that I've been talking about Boots and Stanionis. And I've been trying to tell people it's not going to be the easy fight. Hash Bass, easy work for Boots. All right, Hash Bass. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning after that fight, so we could talk about how easy it was not. Then I have to remind you, bro, you said it was going to be easy. What happened? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a very tough fight, very competitive. LOYY, I didn't get the notification. What's going on? That's why I'm not first, as always. I don't know, man. YouTube been playing with me. Like, you're not the first person to tell me that they didn't get the notification. I have people telling me, yo, Jay, I smashed on that bell, bro, but when you come on, I'm not getting no notification. So You two playing with me, my peoples. I don't know what to say. Chucho, any boxers in the club? Sad story. To be honest, Chucho, I haven't heard of any boxers who were there so far. I know that there was retired baseball players on there. D. Willer, what do you think about Bivol vacating? I mean, I was saying it earlier. To me, Bivol duck Benavides. That's the only way to put it. You know, I try to keep the same energy with everyone. If you have a title and you have a mandatory and you drop that title to avoid that mandatory, you duck. That goes for everybody. Because I have people telling me that Canelo ducked Benavides when he didn't fight him as the mandatory, right? But all of a sudden, Bivol doesn't fight Benavides, drop the title, and he's not ducking. Canelo was ducking, but Bivol is not. That's crazy work. We got to keep the same energy for everybody. Same with Devin Haney. When Devin Haney dropped the title to avoid fighting with Shakur, I told you he ducked. Straight up ducked Shakur. Everybody that's talking about Shakur should have took the 25%. Shakur should have took the 25%. Those are Shakur Stevenson haters. He went to purse bid. Devin Haney didn't want to go to purse bid. Dropped the titles, ran from the division. He ducked. So right now, Dimitri Bivol ducked David Benavides. I wanted to see that fight. I know a lot of people wanted to see that fight. Bivol ducked. I don't know if he's following the instructions of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, because obviously he wanted the trilogy as well, but whatever the case may be, he ducked Benavides. Dear Willer, I'm glad you kept it real. I was ready to tell you about yourself. Come on, brother. I keep the same energy across the board. I don't say, oh, this guy dropped the title, he ducked. And then for the other guy, nah, you know this is different because he got a good excuse. What happened was, I don't want to hear it. Bivol should have fought Benavides for all the marbles. That would have been a heck of a showdown for the undisputed crown. And he drops a title to fight Beterbiev in a trilogy. Come on, man. That shit don't even make sense. Don't even make no sense. LLYY, I want to see Canelo fights, but this dude ain't as he used to no more. Moche, say hi. What's up, Moche? LLYY, Bivol ain't ducking nobody. Bivol is a warrior. Well, he ducked Benavides. That's it. That's the only. We can have whatever excuse we want, but Bivol and Benavides should have been next, and it's not gonna happen because he vacated the WBC title. So, come on now. Come on, we can't say that some guys duck when they drop the title, when they vacate and avoid a mandatory, but other guys do the same thing and they not ducking. You gotta keep that same energy for everybody, bro. Underrated Will, he did duck. There you have it. Did Willie, Warrior duck nigga too. Terrence Crawford, J. Smith. One of the truest friends I have. He a real one. I appreciate it, my brother. LLYY. I mean, Caleb, not Canelo. Okay. Look, I'm going to tell you guys like this. At the end of the day, when we look at David Benavides, he's waited a long time to try to get that Canelo fight. He was clinging to 168, struggling to make weight at 168 just to get the Canelo fight, and he didn't get it. Now he finally moves up. He got tired of waiting, moves up, handles his business to put himself in a mandatory slot. And what happened when he finally gets there? Bivol decides to vacate. Hell yeah, that's a duck. I don't want to hear it. Nobody could tell me otherwise. He ducked. That was the fight to make. Look, I'm going to tell y'all like this, and I said it earlier. Bivol versus Beterbiev, we already know how the third fight is going to play out. No, I'm not going to say we know the outcome. I'm not saying we know who's going to win, who's going to lose. What I'm trying to say is we saw 24 rounds of these two fighters, back to back. And in those 24 rounds, we see the style of boxing that they bring into the table. We know exactly how the third fight will play out. One or the other is going to edge out a W. But it's going to be a close competitive fight, and they're going to do what they do. But after seeing 24 rounds of action between them, I'd rather see put Benavidez in the mix. I'd rather see Benavidez fight for the undisputed crown. And then, win, lose, or draw versus Benavidez, go fight one more with Beterbiev. But to drop the title, and now Beterbiev and Bivol is not even for undisputed, come on, man. Come on, man. Real talk. LOYY, do you think Arthur should retire? I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure he's considering retirement. Maybe this will be his last fight. Maybe not, but, I think he's close to being 41 years old. So he's definitely at the tail end of his career. Retirement is definitely, visible to him at this point. LOYY. But Bivol versus Arthur 3 is still going to be so enjoyable and entertaining to watch. I believe so. I believe it'll be an entertaining fight to watch. I'm just not more interested in it than Bivol versus Benavidez. I think that will be a heck of a fight too. A Boogie 616. Salute Box Center family. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in, man. What do you think about Boots and Stanionis? Do you think this fight goes the distance? Does Boots get the early stoppage? Does Stanionis get the early stoppage? I already had somebody telling me that Boots is going to make easy work. Hash Bass said that Boots is going to make it look easy. I've been saying that it's not going to happen like that. It's not going down like that. Jaron Boots Ennis, he's a special fighter. Anybody that knows me knows that's one of my favorite fighters to watch. But Stanionis is a dog. The guy can fight. He's a legit champion. He's not there like he's not one of these fighters that's like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. I'm so lucky to be here, and win, lose, or draw, I'll be happy because I got all the way this far. Nah, Stanionis is there to whoop some ass, and he felt pretty confident that he could beat Boots. Stanionis is the only guy that was actually trying to fight Boots. Ain't nobody really trying to fight him. LOYY, but you can't say Bivol is a duck. There's no way this dude is a warrior. He's not scared from nobody. I can tell you that. Well, he ducked. He ducked. We can look. Everybody who at one point ducks, we can say the same thing. Look at Canelo. We can say Canelo's a warrior. We can say everything that you said about Bivol. We can say it about Canelo, but he ducked Benavidez. Well, Bivol ducked him too. Underrated Will. I got Boost easy work. About to shock the doubters. LOYY. Bivol already bullied Mexico best boxers. Come on now. Underrated Will. Bivol did duck. His mandatory. I mean, that's it. Like, there's no real excuse or nothing, no explanation that we can formulate to say it's not a duck. One of the biggest, strongest, and baddest fighters in today's boxing was his mandatory, and he decided to drop a belt and not fight him. That's it. That's a duck. It doesn't matter who he fought, who he beat, what he done in the past. It matters what happened right now. He ducked. And that shows us that, David Benavidez is really the Mexican monster. He's really a boogeyman in the game of boxing. There's only a few fighters that are an actual boogeyman. Like, people just don't want to fight him. There's the Mexican monster. There's Shakur Stevenson. There's a few more. There's some fighters out there that people just don't want to fight them. And I think those are the main ones right there. Shakur Stevenson, David Benavidez. Oh no, Jaron Boost Ennis. A lot of people not trying to fight Boost, my people. That's how you know Eimantas Stanionis is a duck. It's a dog. He a dog. This guy wanted to fight Boots. He been wanting to fight Boots. But we gotta say, Brian Norman Jr. is also a dog. He wanna fight Boots too. Chucho, give Benavidez a duck champ belt. Not Benavidez, bro. Benavidez is trying to fight everybody. Give dumb people that's ducking him that belt. LOYY. Tell me some benefits Bivol will get from fighting David Benavidez. I mean, what do you mean? What benefits? Like, That question doesn't even make no sense, bro. What do you mean? What benefits? You're gonna have a name of a future Hall of Famer in your resume. You're gonna make a huge payday. You're gonna beat somebody that hasn't been beaten. Those are the benefits right there. I mean, I don't know what benefits you want me to say. You want me to tell you how much money he's gonna make or something? That's gonna be. Don't you know when you beat somebody who's already a champion, who's already beaten top level opposition, that goes under your belt? And then if Benavidez wins more titles after that, Bivol, that goes into his belt as well. Like, look how successful is the guy that I beat. He's gonna have beaten a very, very successful fighter. The guy that Canelo has been ducking for years. For years. Terrence Crawford. I told both them niggas, Canelo and Benavidez, I'm at the crib. Y'all want to throw hands? I'm on the couch with my foot on the table, waiting, nigga. D. Willer. Benavidez might as well retire. Why keep working your way to the top of each division if A-plus fighters never want to smoke? Yo, Benavidez is truly, the boogeyman out there. He the boogeyman. Underrated Will. Terrence Crawford, stay away from Benavidez. I mean, Bud is never going to fight David Benavidez. The size difference is too much. That's what I try to explain to people. That Terrence Crawford can fight Canelo Alvarez because Canelo is a small 168 pounder. A very small 168 pounder. That's why. He the smallest champion in that division. One of the smallest guys in that division. That's why Crawford can fight him. But he's not going to fight Benavidez. Benavidez is too big for him. That's not even something that will ever even be entertained. Hash Bash. Canelo tried to accomplish greatness by fighting Bivol at Bivol weight class. And now people believe he's a warrior. I mean, who's a warrior? I'm not sure who you're referring to, Hash Bash, because Canelo is a warrior. He always been a warrior. And so is Bivol. You're talking about two warriors. Two legit champions. Chucho. Meaning you get the belt because they all ducking. Okay, I feel you. I mean, Benavidez is the undisputed most ducked fighter. That title goes to either Benavidez or Shakur Stevenson. Underrated Will. Man, 4 inches OG height don't mean nothing. Nah, you'll be surprised, bro. You got to take into account. What happened to Canelo versus Bivol? When you have a guy that could really box, that's a good boxer, height means a lot. And it's not just the 4. You said, man, 4 inches. It's not just the 4 inches. It's the physical body. Benavidez is not just a lot taller, but he's a lot bigger physically than Crawford. See, that's the difference. Canelo, he's wider, but he's shorter than Crawford. So while Crawford will be giving up in body width, Canelo will be giving up the height and the reach in that fight. So that's how they're able to even it out. Like, okay, you're stocky, but I'm taller than you and I got more reach. So that fight is more even than what people really believe. People only see, he's moving up 2 divisions. But they don't see the size of Canelo versus the size of Crawford. Canelo's not going to look like a big dude. I promise you. When they have to weigh in and they face each other off, Canelo's not going to look like a huge guy in front of Crawford. But Benavidez is huge in front of Terrence Crawford. That's the difference, bro. That's the difference right there. Benavidez is huge in front of Terrence Crawford. Can't compare. There's no comparison. D. Willer, height matters when you both know how to fight. That's a fact. Yo, most of the time, throughout history, when two top-level fighters face each other, and there's a significant height advantage on one side, the taller fighter wins. That's for the most part. Statistically, that happens for the most part. Bigger guys win. Hash Bash. Shakur isn't putting nobody in the hospital now. Is he a boogeyman and getting called out? You see, that's what you don't understand because, since you want to hate, you want to bring up power. Shakur's the boogeyman because people don't want to take that loss. not about putting nobody in the hospital. You brought up putting people in the hospital. Nobody else did. People don't want to call them out because they don't want that L. They don't want to take that L. They don't want to get easily outboxed. They don't want to be made to look stupid out there. So yeah, Shakur's the boogeyman. You don't gotta send people to the hospital. They just gotta be scared of taking that L. You don't see nobody calling Shakur out. You don't see nobody, none of the big boys trying to make that fight. If anything, they looking for excuses not to make that fight. You be looking for excuses why Shakur shouldn't get those fights. Imagine that shit. LOYY, Canelo will look bigger in width and Crawford will be taller and slim. That him. He not going to be looking slim at no 168. You'll see. A Boogie 616. Hash Bash. Who calling out Shakur? He know nobody calling out Shakur. Is that he's a Shakur hater. So he's always trying to look for an angle to hate on. He didn't put people in the hospital. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Underrated Will. I see what y'all saying, but he's going to have pressure Canelo and do damage to win. You see, why does he have to pressure Canelo and do damage to win when Bivol didn't have to pressure Canelo and didn't do no damage to win? Floyd Mayweather didn't do no damage. Canelo walked out of that fight with his face like he just came out the barbershop. Floyd didn't lump him up. He outboxed him and won on points. So that's what I'm trying to show you, my people. At the end of the day, Terence Crawford can outbox him and beat him on points just like the two people that beat him. None of the two guys that beat him had a high knockout percentage. None of them hurt him at any point in time in the fight. They outboxed him. Simple as that. LOYY. Who's Jay Smith favorite? Shakur or Cruz? I don't know what Cruz you're talking about, but my favorite fighter is Terence Crawford, followed by Shakur Stevenson. Underrated Will. He the favorite, and Bivol is technical fighter, and IQ is 1,000% better. Hash Bash. Every boogeyman in boxing history will put you in the hospital, and Cepeda calls Shakur out. Every boogeyman will put you in the hospital. Man, do you just make stuff up out of thin air? You just make stuff up out of thin air just to try to have an argument? Because in case you didn't know or you didn't remember, in case you're old enough, Pernell Whitaker was a boogeyman too. And he wasn't putting people in the hospital. He didn't put nobody in the hospital, bro. He outboxed them. Boogeyman has nothing to do with putting people in the hospital. You making stuff up out of thin air. Boogeyman is simply somebody that people don't want to fight. Somebody who they drop titles to avoid fighting with them. You see how Bivol dropped a title to avoid fighting Mexican Monster? Devin Haney dropped titles to avoid fighting Shakur. Same thing. That's what you don't understand. Boogeyman don't got nothing to do with no hospital. You made that shit up out of thin air just to hate on Shakur. That shit crazy. Underrated Will. Crawford can box, but he the underdog and will have to do damage. Nah, I don't believe. He will be the underdog in that fight. Because usually if it's two champions, one moving up in weight, the guy in the higher division will be the favorite to win. So I think he will be the underdog. But he's going to be able to outbox Canelo. He don't need to knock him out. He don't need to hurt him. That's a myth. He can outbox him. JJ's in the house. Hello, Jay Smith. I'm here. Everyone hit the like button. Appreciate you, JJ. No doubt, man. Damn. In almost half an hour, y'all got 8 likes. Y'all doing me wrong, my people. Why you gotta do me like this? LOYY. Isaac Cruz or Shakur? Who you got, Jay? Shakur. That's easy work. Shakur will outbox him easily. Chucho. Anyone can put another in the hospital on any given night, and that's true as well. That's just hater talk. You know, Hashbad be talking crazy, talking about he didn't put people in the hospital. Like, who the fuck? Like, who keeps that statistic? I would love to know, where is Hashbad even getting this shit? Like, who keep a statistic of who's putting fighters in the hospital? That shit crazy. Oh my God, yo. LOYY. On Twitter, they saying Deji, the KSI brother, will beat Javante. Man, I don't even entertain that conversation. That's goofball shit. George Gaines. I just gave you the 9th. Appreciate it, George. Appreciate you, my brother. And listen, my peoples, I can say this, which we started this live with, right? Jaron Ennis versus Eimantas Stanionis is going to be a lot more interesting than some people think. I had a couple of people here tell me that Boost is just going to make easy work. You're saying that because you don't know Stanionis. You're making a mistake that a lot of people make. You don't really know a fighter. You see that he doesn't have a lot of fights like that. So, yeah, he's going to get washed. Not we, I already know. Y'all should have learned by now. Y'all should have been learned that the number of fights a guy has does not necessarily reflect his skills level. If you didn't learn that by now, you're going to find out soon enough. You're going to learn. And Eimantas Stanionis look like he might be the guy to teach you that. Ernest Morales. Crawford is faster, taller, reach, and IQ. Canelo won't outbox Crawford. He might have to score a KO to beat him. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. Crawford has the skill set to outbox Canelo. He don't need to knock him out. LLYY, J. Smith, can you tell us your favorite boxer from every continent? Nah, that takes too much time. Hash Bass, everybody fought Purnell in his era, and I like Purnell, but Trinidad put hands on him. You got it, bro. Broke up over boxing 860. What's good, brother? What's the deal, my G? You already know, man. We talking boxing. Jaron Ennis versus Eimantas Stanionis. That's coming up. That's going to be, heck of a fight. I'm trying to tell everybody, man, that fight's going to be competitive. Everybody who thinks it's going to be easy work and Boost is just going to wash them, they're going to get a surprise. And I'm expecting Boost to win this fight. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be the favorite. But it's not going to be easy. Stanionis is a dog. He can take a shot and he can dish it out too. So they're both going to have their moments. They're both going to win rounds. And I believe Boost is going to win the fight. I don't know if it'll be by stoppage or if he wins by unanimous decision or even a split decision. It's going to be a good fight, my peoples. Real talk. Bob Oli. Hello, my brothers. Hello, boxing fans. What's the deal, Bob? Yo, we talking about Boots and Stanionis. That's this Saturday. It's going down. By the way, my peoples, if you haven't seen me calling the fights, I do the play-by-play or the punch-by-punch commentary. And I'm going to be on this one for sure. Y'all know I'm going to be on this one. So tune in. We're going to go live. We're going to do the live reactions to this fight, the commentary like nobody else does it. Ernest Morales. Stanionis is better than Karen. This will be an acid check for Boots. Yo, I'm trying to tell people, man. I'm trying to warn everybody so they could brace themselves for this type of fight because it's not going to be what a lot of people think. I'm surprised so many people are telling me, nah, Boots is going to wash him. He's going to make it look easy. Watch. Y'all going to learn. Y'all going to learn with Stanionis. D. Willer, what do you think Errol Spence's next move should be? I think Errol Spence's next move should be retired and stay retired. If he got the money, I know he got some nice checks. If he got the money, if he didn't blow it, which I don't think he did because he's a family guy. If he got the money, stay retired. Invest in real estate, invest in some more things, and enjoy your life with your family. That's the Errol Spence best move that I see. George Gaines, I think the Boost fight will be a good fight, but do you think Boost will get his defense exposed again? I mean, look, Stanionis is gonna land some good shots in that fight. I've been telling people Boost is not just gonna wash him. So it's not necessarily about getting his defense exposed. When two top level guys fight, they're gonna hit each other. You're gonna get hit. Now, is Boost gonna make mistakes or get hit with punches that he should not be hit with? We'll find out. Because that's the one thing I believe when he focus on that defense, he's hard to be hit. Boost got a very good defense. He could turn into the Matrix up in there, giving you angles, slipping your punches. But he gets, I think he sometimes when he smell blood, he gets antsy and gets a little bit irresponsible. And that's where he takes some shots that he should not. But we'll see. We'll see. Babo, my friend, Do you call fights at fight time or after it's done and react to it? Because we all have different time zones. We can't all watch. So I actually call the fights as they're happening. I call them live, but of course, I upload the video. So whether you watching it live with me or if you want to watch it afterwards, you still can. LLYY. Yeah, for real, J. Smith. We all have different time zones. We can't watch you at Fight Live. That's why, when I go live and I call the fights, I always upload those videos and then people can just check them out afterwards. D. Willer. This Boots' toughest fight so far, but I believe he knows that and will show up and show out. I mean, you know that, and that's what I like about Boots. He's not there to just win. He's there to win in beautiful fashion. Boots, he wants to be spectacular every time out. He wants to perform. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Sometimes Boots, when he gets hit, you know why that happens? Because he's trying to perform for the crowd. He wants to be a crowd pleaser. He wants to make sure the crowd get their money's worth. And sometimes he's going to go toe-to-toe, blow for blow, give the crowd what they want, and he's going to get caught with a shot here and there. That happens. That's part of the sport. Hash bash. All Boots have to do is box and don't try to impress the crowd. I don't know, man. I was just talking about that right now. Boots, he wants to put up a show because at the end of the day, that's how you become a star too. That's the reason why Tank Davis is such a big star, because those knockouts, those performances, even though he didn't fight none of the best, but yeah, his fans, yeah, I just want to see him knock people out. Whoever it is, Tank Davis could pick out a guy that was flipping pizzas, flipping burgers. If he knock him out, y'all happy with that. Y'all don't care that it was a burger flipper. LOYY, out of topic. What's your opinion on knuckle boxing? I'm not a big fan of bare knuckle boxing, but it's entertaining. It's boxing in a way, but I think it's too brutal to just go with empty hands. I find it to be too brutal, but it is what it is. I wouldn't advise somebody to go into that sport. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but I understand that it could be entertaining to watch. I get that part. So we're gonna get Boots right this Saturday. But y'all gotta remember, we're already in April. In May 2nd, so that's the first week of May, we're gonna get Ryan Garcia, we're gonna get Teofimo Lopez, and we're gonna get Devin Haney. They all have tough opponents, my people. I don't think for whatever reason, I don't feel like that trilogy, that card, I don't feel like it's getting enough buzz. Like, do we understand, like, these three guys, young guns, who are stars, who don't like each other. They don't like each other. All three of them don't like each other. I've already seen them on stage arguing with each other. Like, y'all not even fighting each other, y'all arguing. That's a heck of a card, bro. Hash bash. The KO will come for Boots by catching his opponent with the punch they don't see. He stopped quite a few with that punch they don't see coming, just like Tank Davis. It's that punch. But when you're fighting somebody that's on that level, it's hard to catch him with the punch they don't see coming, which is why Tank Davis couldn't knock out Lamar Roach. When somebody's at your level or close to it, it's hard to catch him with that shot. They see all of your punches coming. And that's why they block a lot of them, partially block a lot of them, slip some of them. And even when they hit, boom, they're expecting it. They roll with it. It's hard to stop a guy who's as good or close to your skill level. D. Willer. Yo, come on. We need 30 likes. Like, real, B. I get mad. Yo, I don't know what it is, man. People don't be hitting that like button. Are they hating on me the same way they hating on Shakur out here? God damn. LLYY. I think Canelo should retire after Crawford fight. If he wins and if he lose, just get another fight for payday and then retire. He's ready. He's already the face of boxing and the GOAT. I mean, Canelo Alvarez could retire right now and he's already made up his legacy. His legacy is good to go. So he's gonna retire whenever he feels like it. At his age, I'm pretty sure he's gonna look to make a few more fights and retire. I don't know that he will retire right after losing to Terrence Crawford. I think he's gonna want to retire on a win. George Gaines, man, there's a lot of fights that didn't seem to get enough buzz. Some of these boxing journalists need to pack it in and give you the mic. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like I'll be watching these people and I'm like, yo, like look at Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. That was a heck of a fight. It's a heck of a rematch. So I understand that's a good talking point. But I see motherfuckers talking about that shit nonstop still. Like, bro, you see all of these different things that are happening in boxing and y'all not even talking about it, but I can just do my part, you know what I'm saying? I try to do my best to talk about it all and not just focus on my favorite fighter and shit. That's crazy work, but that's how they do it. JJ Sendejas, they hate you because you like Shakur. I think so, B. I be getting the same hate that they give Shakur, they give it to me, bro. Shakur's not sending me a check, my peoples. If you hating on Shakur and if you hating on Crawford, that don't mean you gotta hate on me. They not sending me a check, bro. Y'all don't need to hate on me just because you hate on them. LLYY, why J. Smith say after losing to Terrence Crawford? Yeah. You know, Canelo's not going to lose to Terrence Crawford and just retire right there. He's going to want to get a W and go out on a win or maybe even a couple of wins. But we'll see how that plays out. D. Willer, I don't like how much you like Shakur and Bud, but I still respect you, OG. I mean, you gotta look at the opinion that I formulate on both of those two fighters. And it's very simple. The reason I like Terrence Crawford is because, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I've been following Terrence Crawford since most people didn't even know him. The first time I watched Terrence Crawford fight was a few fights before he fought Gamboa when he still had when he had the short-ass braids. Yo, his braids was so short, they didn't even hang out the back. You know when the braids be like this? That they too short to hang? I was watching him back then, the first time he had the braids. And I knew that he was good. Yo, I was so sure that he was going to be a special fighter that one day he was fighting. This was before Gamboa. And I called one of my boys like, yo, you got to see this dude, bro. This dude's special. And he came to my house. We watched the fight. And I was like, yo, that guy's going to be a world champion. And he a special fighter. And I was talking about Terrence Crawford. And then another one of my boys, I hit him up. Like, yo, because we always talking about boxing. And I told him, yo, this fight, let's watch it in your house. I want to put you on to this fighter. And I put him on to Terrence Crawford when he still had the braids before Gamboa. So I've been following Crawford. And I knew what type of fighter he was and what he was going to accomplish in the sport of boxing, even when most people didn't know him. So that's why Crawford is somebody that I've been following and I've been predicting what he's going to do. And you saw at 147, nobody wanted to fight Terrence Crawford. Literally nobody. Errol Spence fought him when there was no other choice because Bud was the only way to get undisputed. That's the only reason Errol Spence fought him. If not, he was not going to fight him ever. But for that undisputed, he had no choice. Had to get in the ring with Crawford, and y'all saw how that shit played out. And I told people, Crawford is going to stop Errol Spence in the 8th or the 9th. Posted multiple videos that are up right now. If you go back 2 years on these videos, you'll find me talking about how Crawford is going to knock Spence out. Specifically, knock him out in the 8th or the 9th round. So I saw it coming. I've been following Crawford for a long time. And all these things that he's been accomplishing, I've seen them coming. Then when you look at Shakur Stevenson, I see Shakur Stevenson the same way that I seen Floyd Mayweather. People, when an era is over, people forget about things. But you could look at the memes of people saying that they fall asleep watching Floyd Mayweather, that his fights are too boring, that he runs too much, that he's on a bicycle, memes with Floyd Mayweather's face and Forrest Gump's body. I remember that. Shakur Stevenson gets exactly the same hate that Floyd Mayweather got, my people. The same things that they used to say about Floyd Mayweather, that's what they say about Shakur Stevenson, my peoples. That's what they say. So I'm trying to tell you, I've seen it, I lived it. I watch how people say, nah, Floyd is too boring and he don't hit hard enough. He be pity patting. He not. I seen it. And now I see it with Shakur Stevenson. So when I see Shakur Stevenson at 27 years old, 3 division champion, unified champion, and nobody wants to fight him, you damn right the guy has to have my attention as one of the best in the game. And then, just like Floyd Mayweather, Shakur Stevenson is the hardest fighter to hit in boxing. Hands down. Hands down. So that's how you know Shakur Stevenson is really him. Whether you like him or not, the guy is him. He's been proving it. Been showing it. D. Willer. Nah, no BS. I respect Bud and Shakur. I just want to see them against all the top guys. I told you straight up, OG. He beat Canelo. He the GOAT. He's going to beat Canelo. But here's the problem when it comes to Shakur. How is he going to fight the top dogs if none of them want to fight him, bro? How can he do it? Nobody want to fight Shakur, my guy. That's the problem. He wants to fight all of them. He done call all of them out. And it's crickets from the other side. Broke up over boxing. Yo, I'm mad. You trying to compare Shakur to Floyd. You tripping now. All right. I'm not comparing. What I'm saying is facts. I'm saying people used to call Floyd Mayweather boring. They call Shakur boring. People used to say Floyd Mayweather don't got no power. They say Shakur don't got no power. People used to say that Floyd Mayweather put them to sleep. They say that about Shakur. So I'm not comparing. I'm just telling you that everything I heard about Floyd, I now hear it about Shakur. I'm not comparing them. I'm showing you. And then I think we don't even need to debate this. Floyd Mayweather was the best defensive fighter of his era. Who are we going to even dare suggest that's a better defensive fighter than Shakur right now? The guy who gets hit the least in the sport of boxing. Come on now, my peoples. There are, whether you like Shakur or not, there are similarities between Shakur and Floyd Mayweather. I'm showing you. I'm showing you stuff that's not even up for debate. George Gaines. I see that Raymond Ford is on the Boost undercard. Have you seen much of him? And what you think about him? I love watching Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford can fight. He's a warrior. He's given us some real good fights. I enjoy watching him. I enjoy watching him a lot. I can tell you that right now. He's an elite level fighter. Elite. D. Willer. Might as well retire before he lost to C-level fighter just because he's not really interested and end up fucking up his legacy. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see how it plays out because a lot of fighters these days, they don't want to fight each other. They don't want to fight each other. Broke up over boxing. He keep pricing himself out of the fights. If you're going to tell it, tell it. He not pricing himself out of nothing. You want me to tell it? Let me tell it. What did he tell Zepeda right now? He told Zepeda, yo, we going to purse bid. See you over there. So in case you didn't know, when you go to purse bid, you're not pricing yourself out. You go to purse bid, and at the purse bid, they say this split goes to the champion and this split goes to the contender. So it's up to Zepeda to take the fight. Who pricing himself out? That's a narrative. The Shakur pricing himself out is a narrative that is spread out by Shakur haters. He ain't pricing himself out. Look at Frank Martin. They offer him $1 million for that fight. That would have been his career payday, his highest pay, and he didn't take it. So Shakur pricing himself out by offering you a career payday, and you decide not to take it. How's Shakur pricing himself out of that fight? You say he priced himself out because Devin Haney offered him 25% and he didn't take it? Well, guess what? They was going to purse bid. Devin Haney chose not to go to purse bid. Devin Haney chose to release his title without defending his mandatory versus Shakur. So it's Devin Haney that ducked. So the narrative that Shakur pricing himself out, that's made up by Shakur haters, bro. Only Shakur haters be saying that shit. Hash Bash, they call Floyd boring when he moved up to 147 and with brittle hands. Nah, that's not true. They always call Floyd boring. That's memes from Floyd Mayweather throughout his whole career. People calling him boring. They always called him that. Broke up over boxing. That's not a narrative. And you know, of course it's a narrative. So tell me what fight Shakur priced himself out. Broke up over boxing. You tell me, enlighten me. Tell me what fight Shakur priced himself out of. You tell me, my brother. Okay, broke up over boxing. You're saying that I'm capping, so I'm giving you the mic. You tell me what fight Shakur priced himself out of. I'm showing you that it's a narrative from Shakur haters. You can't even tell me what fight he priced himself out of. You tell me, my brother. The Frank Martin situation, we know how it played out. They offered him $1 million, and he chose not to take it. He wanted more money, so why you not saying that Frank Martin priced himself out? When it was him that wanted more money. And by the way, $1 million would have been a career payday from Frank Martin. He's never made $1 million for a single fight. So that was going to be the most money he ever made, and he felt like that wasn't enough money to fight Shakur and pulled out. So go ahead, broke up over boxing. If I'm capping, go ahead and tell me what fight did Shakur price himself out of. And I'm only asking you for one because you're saying he be pricing himself out of fights like there's a bunch of fights that he, priced himself out of. Just tell me one. Because if you can't even point out one fight that he priced himself out of, then you're the one capping, bro. So go ahead, Google like crazy, find something to say. Hash Bash. Pretty Boy was knocking boxers out. No, he was not. He was knocking out. Most of his knockouts came within the first 25 fights of his career. And a lot of those knockouts are people that you never heard of. A lot of those knockouts are people that you will never hear about, that you will have to Google their name. Floyd did not knock out a lot of people when he started fighting the top level guys. Stop. D. Willer, Devin Haney, 25% was fair. Bro, you're saying 25% was fair, but that's your opinion, my brother. That's your opinion. But the fact is that they could have went to purse bid, and in case you didn't know, when you go to purse bid, they give the champion between 80 and 85%. That means that Devin Haney would have got about the same amount of money, bro. Do you realize that Devin Haney vacated his title less than a week before the purse bid? It was like 3 days for the purse bid. He didn't even wait for the purse bid, ran from the division and dropped the title. There's no need to even bring that up. I'm showing you who ducked that fight. Come on now. D. Willer, what did Shakur do to earn more than that? That's up to opinion. But that's why they had a purse bid. When two fighters cannot agree on the amount, it goes to purse bid. What did Shakur do? He enforces mandatory and was going to purse bid. Why you act like, if you don't understand what the purse bid means, I'll be happy to explain it to you in more details. To the Shakur haters or the people that say Shakur should have took the 25%, I'll be happy to explain to you how the purse bid works if you don't understand it. I'll be happy to educate you, my brother. Let me know if you need me to clarify that for you. I'll be happy to do that. Broke up over boxing 860. The very first time he could have fought Tank, Calvin Ford said Shakur asked for more money than he has ever earned. on a fight hype video. Broke up over boxing. Earlier, you try to say that I cap. Now I'm showing you, number one, I didn't cap. Number two, you definitely cap it. Because you went from saying that Shakur outpriced himself for a bunch of fight to referring to a hype, to a video from Calvin's, something Calvin said, when Calvin is actually on video saying that they don't want to fight Shakur, that he doesn't want to fight with Shakur. So you capping, bro. You capping, bro. Never use what the opponent's trainer said as a reference, B. That's like me telling you McDonald's got the best French fries because McDonald's said they got the best French fries. Really? Shakur overpricing himself because Calvin Ford said it? You can't even cap more than that, bro. That's major cap. You found the video with Coach Cal said something. Meanwhile, I'm gonna remind you to prove to you that you capping and you reaching like, yo, you fishing, bro. You fishing too hard. When Lomachenko dropped out of the fight with Tank, Shakur said, send me the contract and I'ma sign it. Not asking for no number so they don't try to say that I overpriced myself or that I'm ducking. Send it and I'll sign it. And Coach Cal, what he said? Nah, yo, I don't want to fight Shakur. We don't want to fight Shakur. Oh, but that video, you didn't see it. Right, broke up over boxing? That video, you didn't see it. You say, oh, it's an older video that when Shakur first... Bro, you know you capping when Tank Davis never even sent the contract. How Shakur pricing himself out when they never sent the contract? They never said we want to fight Shakur. Come on, broke up over boxing. Don't lie just to hate. Don't make stuff up just to hate. That's why haters always get exposed. Because y'all make stuff up that never actually happened. Shakur cannot price himself out with Tank when Tank has never wanted to fight him. Tank been ducking Shakur for like 3 years. And you talking about he priced himself out. Come on, bro. Come on. Don't lie to try to make it seem that narrative. You know it's a narrative when you got to lie and make stuff up. Come on, man. Stop. Stop the cap, bro. D. Willer. I get what a purse bid is and all. I'm saying, so that's the point. If you understand what a purse bid is, Devin Haney was offering Shakur 25%. That means he's getting 75%, right? Simple mathematics. He's getting 75%. Well, Shakur saying, let's go to purse bid. Bro, purse bid could give the champion 80%. In the purse bid, Devin Haney could have got more money than what he was offering. More. Yet, he did not wait for the purse bid. You know why he didn't wait for the purse bid? To find out how much he could have got? Because he knew if I go to purse bid and they give me more money, I'm going to have to take this fight. I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to have to take it because they're giving me more money. I'm going to look bad if I don't take it. So what he did, he ran from the division right away so that Shakur haters could say, oh, he should have took it. He should have took it. But who really ended the negotiations? Devin Haney, when he ran from the division, dropped the title. My man's dropped the title and left from the whole division, and y'all still stuck on the 25%. That shows you that y'all don't want to see the duck. That shows you. That shows you that you do not want to see the duck. You want to go with that narrative of what you want to believe. Broke up over boxing. You always selecting your memory. I'm telling you the facts as they played out. You're selecting your memory when you're bringing up a fake news about Shakur overpricing himself versus Tank Davis when Tank Davis never sent an offer, never said I want to fight Shakur, and Coach Cal himself said on video, we don't want to fight Shakur. I don't want that fight to happen. But that video, you didn't see it. And you're talking about selective memory? Really, bro? Really? Come on, my guy. You're the one with the selective memory. Bringing up a video that Shakur supposedly overpriced himself when that never happened. You're not just having selective memory. You making shit up out of thin air, bro. That never happened. That never happened. Noble Young. Yo, the Duck Masters. It's like everybody knows that Tank Davis been ducking Shakur for 2-3 years at this point, except Shakur Stevenson haters. They don't know. They looking everywhere like, oh, I don't know what's happening, you know. I know that Shakur keeps calling out Tank, and Shakur saying, let's make this fight. And I know that Tank never say nothing about Shakur. And I know that Tank even get mad when they ask him about Shakur. But we don't see it. We don't know. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop the cap. Y'all got to stop the cap, bro. We know who's ducking who. No matter how, you know, like Shakur Stevenson haters be having these mental gymnastics. But no matter how much mental gymnastic games y'all want to play, everybody knows who's ducking who. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Hash bash. Shakur is not a headliner. He's undercard fighter now. But how much did Turkey offer him against Zepeda that Shakur said no to? I mean, I don't know how much he offered him. But that's the Shakur hater narrative. Shakur been the main event for like, what, 3-4 years, and because he's fighting on one undercard. Oh, he's the undercard fighter now. That's that hater stuff. That's that hater stuff. There you go. You talk about, he's an undercard fighter because Tank Davis, Tankomaniacs, y'all be wanting to be fanagers. Hash Bassy a fanager. You want to be a fanager. Oh, it's the undercard. And come on, man, stop that. D. Willer, I agree, Tank ducked him though. I'm not debating that ever. Broke up over boxing over here trying to say that Shakur overpriced himself versus Tank. Like that fight was ever in the table. Bro, that's embarrassing. That fight was never in the table for Shakur. How you going to overprice himself for a fight that was never offered? Don't cap like that, man. Don't take capping to that level. Come on now. Broke up over boxing, but it's your channel, so your narrative is not the narrative. I'm showing you, I'm talking, while you making stuff up out of thin air about Shakur overpricing himself, I'm simply telling you the facts. You want to show me, look, I can reference you to videos where Shakur's calling out Tank Davis, calling out Teofimo Lopez, calling out Devin Haney. Devin Haney dropped the titles to not fight Shakur. That's a fact. You see the difference between fact and narrative? I can give you facts, and you keep feeding me narrative about how Shakur ducked the fight with Tank by overpricing himself when that never happened. You got to make stuff up to go at Shakur while I respond with facts, with factual information that anybody can verify. So it's not my narrative. You see, when you're telling the truth, my brother, you don't need a narrative. I don't need a narrative for Shakur. I simply tell the truth. I simply tell the truth. That's it. That's all I do. Broke up over boxing. He's just not a star, dog. You see what I just said a few minutes ago. Tankomaniacs, y'all want to be fanagers. Do you want the best to fight the best, or are you worried about stars? Are you about to tell me that he's not putting butts in seats and he's not making money because y'all want to be fanagers? But unfortunately, my brother, you don't get a paycheck based on the money that they get. You don't live off of that. So what does it matter to you? What does it matter to you, his star power? You're not his manager. You're not his promoter. You're not making any money off of it. What does it really matter? You see? Broke up over boxing. It's your truth, bro. I don't know what truth you're talking about. As a boxing fan, let me ask you a question, broke up over boxing. As a boxing fan, do you want to see the best fight the best, or are you concerned about who's making more money and who's the biggest star? That's what you're concerned about? Really look in the mirror and ask yourself that question. Am I worried about who's the star, or am I worried about the best fighting the best? Because, you know, us real boxing fans, we want the best to fight the best. We're not arguing about who's a bigger star. We're not arguing about who's making more money. We're not arguing about who's putting butts in seats. That's y'all Tankomaniacs that want to be fanagers. And y'all make arguments that have no relevance in who's the best. Oh, he's not a big enough star. Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? He's not a big enough star. Well, guess what? He's a bigger star than Frank the Ghost Martin. He's a bigger star than Pitbull Cruz. He's a bigger star than most of the people that Tank Davis fought. But that's selective memory that you don't think about. You don't think about that, right? Frank the Ghost Martin, he was a big star when he fought Tank, was he? But okay, that's different now. That's different now. Broke up over boxing. I come from the Floyd era, bro. Is that it doesn't matter what era you come from. People pick sides. You already decided that you don't like Shakur, and you're just hating on him. You're going to keep hating on him. And you're going to keep hating on him by using hater narrative. Look what you said, that Shakur Stevenson be outpricing himself in fights. I asked you name one that he outpriced himself, and you brought up Tank Davis. When you know damn well that fight was never on the table. Shakur Stevenson was never offered a fight with Tank. Tank has never wanted to fight Shakur. We all know that. You can't fool nobody with that line, bro. So that's how you see that. You actually capping to try to hate on Shakur, and then you're telling me that it's my narrative because it's my channel when you can't dispute anything that I'm saying. You can't dispute what I'm saying because I'm talking facts, bro. While Shakur's calling out everybody, nobody's calling out Shakur. Nobody want to fight Shakur. You tell me that I'm wrong, and you show me who you seen trying to fight Shakur. Show me just one video of Tank Davis saying, yeah, I want to fight Shakur. Just one. Just one. I'd love to see it. So you see, while you spread narrative, I spread facts. That's it. I go with the facts. I go with what's happening. For all the Shakur haters who say, oh, he should have took the 25%. He should have took the 25%. Well, Devin should have took the purse split. Why Devin didn't go to purse split? Yeah. Y'all don't remember that part. It's like Shakur didn't take the 25%, so your brain go blank after that. You forget who vacated the title. You forget who ran from the whole division, who got out of reach of Shakur to make sure Shakur can't get to me over here. Y'all forget who did that. It's only about the 25% offer. Not about the purse bid. Not about Devin Haney not even waiting for the purse bid, but running from the division. That's why it's tough to argue with factual information. You see, broke up over boxing? Factual information is not narrative. It's what actually happened. It's not about my opinion. You see how you inject your opinion? Oh, he's not a star. He's not a star. Like, what the fuck does that got to do with anything? Everybody Tank Davis fought is not a star either. But you didn't say nothing about that. Oh, Shakur got to be a star to fight Tank Davis. Frank Martin didn't have to be a star. Pitbull Cruz didn't have to be a star. Most people didn't even know Pitbull Cruz when he went to fight Tank Davis. Oh, but they don't have to be a star. Shakur got to be a big star to fight him. That narrative is crazy. That's what I'll be trying to tell you. I go with the facts. I talk about what has happened, that we seen it happen. And y'all just make up crazy narratives out here. Come on, man. Stop. D. Willer. If he beat Tio, I'll be the biggest Shakur fan. Tio don't want to fight him. Tio don't want to fight him, bro. Devin don't want to fight him. Ryan don't want to fight him. Even Rolly don't want to fight him. Them people don't want to fight him, bro. It's the same thing that went down with Terrence Crawford at 147. The same thing is going down with Shakur. Identical. He a boogeyman. Certified. He a certified boogeyman. People don't want to fight him. James S. Preach. You know it, my guy. Yo, as soon as I hear the hate narrative, it's mad easy for me to debunk it. That's just easy. It just flows. When I hear people say, nah, Shakur should have took the 25%. Okay, that's your opinion that he should have took the 25%. Because, you don't get punched in the face. So, we never been involved in $1 million deals. We never been up there in championship title fights. But you get to decide what's the type of money that he should have took. Cool, that's your opinion. We'll take your opinion. But let's not forget that Shakur's response to that offer was fine. I'm not going to take it. Let's go to purse bid. Let them decide how we're going to split the money. And about 3 or 4 days right before the purse split, Devin Haney said, nope, I'm not going to purse split. I'm going to drop this title and I'm leaving the division. So who ducked? Come on, man. It's too easy. It's too easy to see who ducked. If you cut the story at the 25% and don't keep telling it, y'all really try to make it look like Shakur ducked. Y'all really be trying. Tell the whole story and let's see who really ducked. Obviously, it was Devin Haney who ducked that fight. Obviously. Like, it's 2 plus 2 is 4. Hashbash, Shakur have to be a star because he came in the game as the best. He has to be a star because he came in the game as the best. So everybody else that Tank fight, they don't got to be a star, but Shakur got to be a star. God damn, yo, Tank Davis fans be ducking Shakur more than Tank. And y'all be coming out with the wildest reasons to look. That's why I be saying, yo, y'all be wanting to be fanagers. Nah, he got to be a star. He got to be a star. And look at this reason why he got to be a star. You don't even make no sense, bro. Javier Hernandez still came to our gym in San Diego to train. He's a beast. I put him in there with the best. Listen, Teofimo Lopez is one of the best fighters of this era. Hands down. He's certified already. If you look at his wins, he already beat Lomachenko, beat Josh Taylor, and beat some top-level fighters along the way. So Teofimo Lopez, he's certified. He a dog. He can fight. He's a legitimate champion. Multi-division champion. Unified champion. Holding on to that Ring Belt magazine belt. So, Teofimo, he the truth. He's for real. D. Willer, in your opinion, that death should have went to purse bid. That's not even wise. I'm the champ. Why would I let them decide what I get? Come on now, OG. Okay, D. Willer. So if you're telling me that, then what you're telling me, my brother, is that you don't understand the purse bid like you think you do. And here's why. My G, you Google it. As soon as we're done here, I ask you to please Google it, my guy, right? Bro, when you go to purse bid, the champion gets between 80 and 85% on average, which means that Devin Haney could have ended up getting more money by going to purse bid. Why would it not be wise to go to purse bid and get more money? You think about that, my brother. Think about that. Going to purse bid, he could have ended up getting a bigger split. Alright, Google it, and then we'll get back to it tomorrow. But I'm gonna tell you right now, with the purse split, Devin Haney could have got more money than the 75% he was getting in that. Because if you're offering Shakur 25%, that means you're gonna get 75. Yo, the average on a purse split for the champion is between 80 and 85%. So this is what I want you to understand. Why, if the purse bid is 3 to 4 days away, why not wait to see how much they're gonna offer you? Do you realize that the purse bid is not a contract? You could wait for the purse bid and say, nah, that's not enough money. I'm not rocking with it. Boo Boo did that. I remember with Boo Boo, I forgot who it was, they did a purse bid. No, it was Boo Boo's opponent. No, Boo Boo did that when they tried to have him fight I can't remember the guy's name, but Boo Boo pulled out because he was like, nah, yo, that's not enough money. So the point is, ask yourself that question. Why would Devin Haney, if that 25% offer was real, like you believe, why would he not go to purse bid and see if he could get more money? Why pull out right before the purse bid? Why do you think he did that? Ask yourself that question, my brother. D. Willer. But let's say, well, Dev deal, he gets 75, win, lose, or draw. Be real from a business aspect. What you doing? My brother, but the purse bid is just going to dictate what percentage you get, win, lose, or draw. The purse bid is not about you get this if you win, you get this if you lose. He could have got 80% on that purse bid. That means he could have got more money because Shakur would have got 20%. Devin Haney could have got more money, bro, by going to the purse bid. And he chose not to go. I'm trying to make you understand. A purse bid is not a contract, my brother. You could go to purse bid and they be like, nah, I don't like what you're offering me. Forget it. I'm not taking it. He could have did that. He chose not to go to purse bid. Chose not to. That right there tells you that he never wanted to fight Shakur in the first place. I will remind you that Bill Haney was also on tape saying that they didn't want to make that fight. But that's irrelevant. I don't even need to bring that up. I don't even need to bring that up. But pulling out of the purse bid says you ducked, bro. You ducked. You the champion. The champion gets the overwhelming majority of the pie when it goes to purse bid. You ducked. D. Willer, appreciate the knowledge. I like homework. I promise you. When you do your... Matter of fact, look. I got my phone right here right now. I could Google that shit for you. Purse bid percentage for champions. Purse bid percentage for champions. Average. Watch this. Look, let me read. This is the purse bid information, my brother. Look. You could Google it just like that. Purse bid percentage for champions. In boxing purse bids, champions typically receive a larger percentage of the purse than challengers, with the WBO rule stipulating that the champion gets 75% and the mandatory 25%. So for that sanctioning body, the champion gets 75% and the challenger 25%. Exactly the same amount that he was offering Shakur. Exactly the same amount. So when you do enough research, you're going to find out that 75, 80, even 85 goes to the champion. Devin Haney would have got the same or more money if he would have went to purse bid. You're going to find out. D. Willer, nah, you good. I don't want to see you waste your life. Nah, my brother. This is good stuff because everybody else also gets that information. Javier Hernandez, whatever happened to fighting your mandatory number one contender? Boxing is a business now. Canelo fought a number one contender who never fought a top 20 contender. I mean, listen, it is a business. There's a lot of decisions that get made based off of bias, based off of, this fighter will cool. And star athletes, not just in boxing, bro, in every sports, star athletes, they get preferential treatment. We saw it with Tank Davis when he took that knee, turned his back on everybody, walked away, had his face wiped while the clock was ticking. All that shit happened within a few seconds, and he wasn't penalized in no way, shape, or form. There was a review after the fight, and that shit was meaningless. Oh, yeah, we're going to keep it as is. We're not changing anything. So the review was useless. Why? Because Tank Davis is a star in the world of boxing. So stars are going to get preferential treatment. It goes that way. It really goes that way. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. We've been rocking for a little bit over an hour. I want to give a shout out to D. Willer, Javier Hernandez, John Parham, Jordan Smith, Hash Bass, the biggest Shakur hater in the building. Yo, everybody who tuned in, I really appreciate you, my peoples. Tomorrow, y'all already know how we do it. Early, we going to be talking boxing. We still going to be talking about this Jaron Ennis, Eimantas Stanionis. I'm trying to tell everybody, that fight is going to be a real good one, a real competitive one. And, I've been talking about it for over a month. I don't know why I don't see enough buzz about this fight. But I'm going to be talking about it. We got to talk about it. This is a big fight. It's a unification fight. The ring belt, the Ring Magazine belt is also going to be on the line for this one. So the winner, the champion, is going to walk out of there with 3 belts. So we're going to be talking about this tomorrow. Shout out to A Boogie 616. I appreciate you, my guy. Y'all already know, man. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. I'm Jay Smith. I'm getting the hell out of here. Peace out, my peoples. One love to everybody, y'all.